This is Capital One Tournament Central.
And that's it. It's another supernova run to the Final Four for the Wildcats.
East Regional matchup is all over in Boston. Villanova knocks off Texas Tech 71-59 and is headed to its second Final Four in the last 3 years. Welcome back to our New York studios and the Capital One Tournament Central, everyone. Greg Gumbel alongside Clark, Kenny, and Charles. What does a coach like Jay Wright take away from this game? No one shot the ball particularly well in this game other than the win and going to the Final Four. What does he take away from it?
Well, he takes away that they've advanced, but more importantly that his defense was solid. The Villanova Wildcats played really solid defense, and they've done that all year, and they've gotten better as the season's gone on defensively. They're an excellent shooting team, did not shoot the ball that well, but did make free throws down the stretch, and this team is balanced, poised, composed. And when you've got those elements and a leader like Jalen Brunson, you lose very often. You lose very rarely, I should say.
I thought it was just a great performance because it's easy. It's like when you don't play well and you still win, that builds your confidence. Because normally if you're a great shooting team and your shot's not falling, it can hurt you psychologically on the other end of the floor. Instead of hurting them on the other end of the floor, they pick it up defensively. And first of all, not only the best passing team, they're the best free throw shooting team in this tournament also. But it's just going to give them more confidence if their shots are not falling.
Yeah, I would say being part of a championship mix, you would say, you want to run? I could beat you that way. You want to slow it down? I could beat you that game. Game's pretty? I could beat you that. Game's a little muddy. I could beat you that way. And that's what a championship team is able to do. They're able to beat you in multiple ways. So if you look at all the teams that are left, Villanova has played every type of game to get a win in this tournament so far. So you would have to give them a little bit of an edge going on into the Final Four.
Whatever you come up with, we can beat you in that. 71-59, Villanova, the final. Coming up next, a 5:05 p.m. tip for a battle of blue bloods in Omaha to determine the last participant in the Final Four. It's a Duke and Kansas matchup with a trip to San Antonio at stake. Time now for the Capital One Venture Card Double-Double of the day. We focus on Kansas sophomore Doko Azubikwe, who registered his sixth double-double of the season in Friday night's Sweet 16 win.
Say it 3 times fast, Greg. Say it 3 times fast.
11 of 14 from the floor in the Jayhawks' last 2 games. Short while ago, Loyola of Chicago, the Ramblers arriving back on campus with the South Regional Championship trophy in tow. Loyola Chicago will travel to San Antonio later this week, along with Sister Jean, who has a date with Charles on a Riverwalk, to appear in their first Final Four since 1963. We'll be back with more Capital One Tournament Central after this quick timeout. This has become a pretty popular thing to do if you happen to be on the upside of the scoreboard. Put your name on the board and move on to the next round. That's what Villanova's Wildcats are doing after their win over Texas Tech. Meanwhile, Duke and Kansas getting set to tip at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Time here on CBS. The winner earns a trip to the Final Four. Just a short while ago, our Tracy Wolfson caught up with Bill Self, the head coach of Kansas, for his keys to the game in our Northwestern Mutual Planning for Success.
Coach, this is a little bit of a different Duke team than they've been in the past in terms of their defense playing exclusively zone. So how do you attack it tonight?
Well, I think it's a lot different. Historically, they've usually played with a perimeter four-man that shot a lot of threes. Now they're playing, 2 true bigs, both big, and they got a big off the bench. And that makes their zone obviously much longer. And we got to find a way to get to the sweet spot, which is in the middle. And it's easier said than done, but we got to create some passing angles in order to do that. And then of course, you got to knock down shots too.
Well, you've spoken about it. Your team has spoken about it, getting over that hump, getting to the Final Four. So what does it come down to?
You know what? I'm not looking at it like that. We talk about it because we're asked about it a lot. But, we've been to Final Fours and not enough. But I think everybody could probably say that. They haven't been enough. But certainly the last 2 have been ended in sorrow. And, the thing that we can do today is go out and try to take the game. Sometimes I think that you try to preserve something that you don't actually have. And this is a moment where you got to go take what you want.
Appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks. Biggest key to this game for Kansas?
Devontae Graham shooting it well, and Kansas being able to create pace and get opportunities in the open court and be competitive on the glass.
Attacking the zone. If you're able to attack the zone, you will be successful if you're Kansas. If not, Duke moves on to the Final Four.
Well, Kansas got to attack the zone on one end of the floor. On the other end of the floor, Duke big men got to dominate down low in the paint and on the offensive glass. Whoever powers their way through that analogy is going to win this game.
All right, guys, we saw the celebration of the Villanova Wildcats. They knocked off Texas Tech. Here's Allie LaForce, who caught up with Tech head coach Chris Beard a short while ago.
Coach, it was a hard fight. You got it down to 2 possessions with under 4 minutes to go. Ultimately, what happened in those final minutes?
Well, first I want to congratulate Villanova. That's one of the best teams we played this year, basketball-wise, just rebounding tonight, and we fouled too much. But I'm so proud of our guys. There's not any coach that's more proud of their team than I am. I told the young guys we're going to be back here. We'll be back. And I told the seniors, thank you for the best ride of my life.
What do you think this season did for the future of the program and for these players and the hope that they can have for next year?
Well, it turned them all into men. These guys are going to be great husbands and fathers and winners, and they're just big-time people. And then they helped us establish the program where we're going to play in a lot more games like this.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Allie LaForce, thank you very much. Meanwhile, in Boston, using those Werner ladders to cut down the nets. Wildcats celebrate their 3rd trip in the last 4 years, or second in their last 3 years to the Final Four. Werner's proud to provide special edition podium ladders for the net-cutting celebration. Werner, the official ladder of NCAA basketball championships. We'll be back with more Capital One Tournament Central after this.
This is Capital One Tournament Central.
Out in Boston, the Villanova Wildcats doing what winners do, raising trophies and accepting the applause of their fans. We talked about this last night and again today. A short time ago, Florida State head coach Leonard Hamilton, on the heels of last night's post-game between Michigan and Florida State, issued this statement for how he conducted himself during a post-game interview on TBS last night. In the minutes immediately following, I was interviewed by Dana Jacobson of CBS. I did not initially respond to her questions as I would have liked, and she was doing her job asking them. The combination of the drama and the raw emotion of athletics and the critical analysis of it make for compelling television, but not always for level-headed interviews with the participants who must immediately manage both. I wish I could have done better. Meanwhile, that'll do it for us on Capital One Tournament Central. After the break, Duke and Kansas, the winner. Date with Villanova in the Final Four. Enjoy the game. We'll see you at halftime.
2 of college basketball's elite. Rich in history. Unforgettable moments. And dominant for decades. Today, one will add another chapter. It's Kansas against Duke for the final spot in the Final Four. Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska. It is going to be loud. It is packed for the final piece of the puzzle. 2 of the heavyweights of all time about to meet with a spot at the Final Four on the line. Duke and Kansas. It is the only bracket that held up all the way to the end. A 1 and a 2 about to meet to join Loyola Chicago, Michigan, and Villanova down in San Antonio. And hello, friends. Jim Nance along with Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson. What a Final Four we're going to have with the addition of one of these 2 teams as well.
And, Jim, you can't have a Final Four without a Cinderella, and we have one. Loyola Chicago, watch out for that team.
And how about one of these Blue Bloods to join the party in San Antonio? Pretty good.
It's going to be great. Let's talk about this game first. Kansas. Talk about the guards. It all begins with Graham.
Every good team needs a leader. Only Kansas leader can rebound and shoot the basketball. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to ring the bell from deep. We know he's good defensively. He can disrupt. He's excellent getting into the lane and getting to the foul line. Can rebound. But the big thing for me ringing that bell from deep. They need it badly today.
And for Duke, it's all about the bigs inside. Marvin Bagley III, Wendell Carter Jr. They are so good. They're rim protectors. They scored their double-double machines. And to offset the speed and spacing of Kansas, they must be big here tonight.
All right, Grant, Billy, it's got a little bit of everything. Yes, indeed. Duke and Kansas, Final Four on the line, and it's coming up on CBS.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Powerade, Power Through, Enterprise. How can we pick you up today? Lowe's. Hurry in today for huge Spring Black Friday deals. And by AT&T.